Now we turn our attention to the other honorees we salute tonight, whose achievements reflect a range of professional accomplishments and activities that show dedication to hard work and excellence and service to our community. They inspire us and motivate us to do more in our own lives. Please welcome to the stage my good friend, Reverend Raphael Warnock, Eduardo Martinez, C. David Moody, Dr. Mark Becker, and my favorite and my only mayor, Kasim Reed. Gentlemen, please take your seats on the stage as we all watch this video tribute and learn a few things you may not have known already about the highly noted men of empowerment and distinction we value and salute tonight. Please check out the video.
Urban League of Greater Atlanta Men of Empowerment and Distinction.
Today, we acknowledge these men of empowerment and distinction, highlighting the success of their work in the community. Embracing the spirit of our community, the Reverend Raphael Warnock has served since 2005 as senior pastor of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, spiritual home of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Reverend Warnock is highly regarded internationally as an influential voice on the complex moral issues of our time.
A few weeks ago, we had an expungement project here at Ebenezer Church, right here in this sanctuary one Saturday. Literally dozens of people lined up and sat here in the sanctuary, and everybody in the sanctuary had an arrest record. We pulled together Fulton County, the Sheriff's Department, the District Attorney, Solicitor General, and they all agreed to streamline a process that usually takes about 120 days or more to one day. They walked in with a record and they walked out without a record. We were surprised and, well, really disappointed to see that our nation had found a way for Iraqi citizens who now lived in Michigan to vote in Iraq. But we would not find a way so that citizens of New Orleans who are living in states all across the country could somehow vote by absentee. So we've been very involved in voting rights. We've also been very involved with addressing the problems and inequities in our criminal justice system, the issues of poverty. In 2012, we built the Martin Luther King Senior Community Resources Complex, which warehouses several nonprofit organizations, and every day of the week, we are here at Ebenezer helping people, engaging people as they improve their own lives by providing them financial literacy, workforce development and training, and working with young people every single day of the week.
Eduardo Martinez joined UPS in 1976 and rose through ranks to lead the UPS Foundation with a mission to ensure diversity and inclusion. Being true to its mission, the UPS Foundation has supported the Urban League for several decades.
As president of the UPS Foundation, I have the honor of working with my colleagues at UPS in communities around the world. UPSers volunteer in their communities every day. Last year alone, they volunteered 2.3 million hours of service in their community across a wide range of needs. The Urban League specifically addresses the local needs in their community. And throughout our history, throughout our partnership, we consider our partnership with the Urban League as the model partnership, from leadership engagement to the front line. You know, we continue to have challenges in our communities, here in Atlanta, here in our country, and around the world. But together, working together, we know that we can forge a better tomorrow. And I encourage all of us here tonight and all of us around the country to continue supporting leaders like Nancy Johnson, leaders like Mark Morial, and organizations like the Urban League, because they will help us move our society and indeed our communities forward.
As we continue to construct and build not only legacy, but infrastructure and landmarks that inspire the local community and the world for more than 20 years, our very own C. David Moody has played a distinct role in developing this region, despite his personal success against the odds.
What have I done personally to empower our community? I've really tried hard to set an example that we can achieve anything, regardless of what we've been through in life. I try and set an example of excellence, a good attitude, a smile, and just help others, and we give back a lot. But the real thing that I'm working on now is helping childhood sexual abuse survivors. Myself, I'm one. I didn't speak up publicly until my late 50s. I've written a book, I have a blog. My real push is to help those that suffer from childhood sexual abuse have a safe place to go get resources, get counseling, and the most important thing is to know they're not alone and know they can still achieve some incredible things. Help deal with mental health, such as panic attacks, post-traumatic stress syndrome, where a lot of people are afraid to speak up, and help people know it's okay to get counseling to help you get through a trauma. And just continue to give back and just be a good example for those that suffer in silence and give a hope to those that are hopeless.
Education is the cornerstone of empowerment, and with the help of Dr. Mark P. Becker, as president of Georgia State University since 2009, we have all witnessed his passion for our students represented in the recent growth and expansion of the university.
One of the ways that this has manifested itself is we've literally graduated thousands and thousands more students than we would have been graduating just 5 years ago if we hadn't made the innovative changes that we've made to change the difference in the way students are supported so that all students succeed. We want to get to the day where every single student that gets admitted to Georgia State University graduates with his or her degree. That is the goal, that's where we want to be, and that's what we work on each and every day. We're so proud and honored to have that privilege. What motivates me to do what I do here as the president of Georgia State University is my own upbringing. I was raised by two parents, neither of whom had had the opportunity to go to college. They preached, if you will, to my brothers and I the importance of an education. This is the way I give back. I really dedicated my life to higher education, seeing that other students have the same opportunities I had.
Political leadership is one of the most important ingredients of a successful community, and the Honorable Mayor Kasim Reed is that leader. We honor his accomplishments, experience, and insight for the future of our great city.
My future plans are really to do more. We're going to have a referendum for the largest expansion of MARTA in the city of Atlanta's history, a $2.6 billion expansion of MARTA. We have a $6 billion capital program at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. We've negotiated a 20-year lease that I'm proud to say will keep the headquarters for Delta Airlines right here at home, and will keep Hartsfield-Jackson Airport as the busiest passenger airport in the world for 18 years in a row. Just this week, we inked an agreement with the Atlanta Hawks where we will retrofit Phillips Arena. You're going to see underground transformed with about $300 to $350 million in investment. And many folks in the audience know that we've done a deal with Georgia State University in Carter to attract about $350 million to the old Turner Field complex. So that's 70 acres that's going to absolutely come alive in a way that it hasn't before. And so that seems to me to be plenty to work on in addition to running the city every day. And my goal is to make sure that the city of Atlanta is a place that guarantees all of our residents an equal opportunity so they are free to determine what their outcome is. My hope is that the city of Atlanta continues to be a place where you can bring and build your dreams.
The Urban League of Greater Atlanta salutes Mayor Kasim Reed and the City of Atlanta for bringing employment and economic opportunity to our community. And we'd like to give special acknowledgement to the Mayor and the City Council for their support of the Urban League's youth empowerment programs.
The Urban League of Greater Atlanta would like to take this opportunity to honor these men of empowerment and distinction.
Mark Becker is the Dean of Presidents here locally and an extraordinary higher education leader around the nation, if not the world. He has presided over one of the most diverse educational institutions around, and he has made historical strides in closing the achievement gap between whites and students of color. Mark has a big vision and takes on transformational projects such as the Turner Field project, which you've heard our great mayor speak of in the video. And while his university has reshaped the fabric of downtown Atlanta, the Turner Field redevelopment will positively impact long-time neglected neighborhoods in the connected pathways of Georgia State University's current campus and the new development. Mark is generous. Indeed, he took time to reach out to me when I became president nearly 5 years ago, just to say to me that I had a wonderful opportunity to really impact the lives of students and the communities where they were from. He didn't say it because of his modesty, but I thought it, just like he had done at Georgia State University. Mark Becker and Georgia State are in the tradition of Atlanta's big thinkers and impactful institutions. He understands that if Georgia State is truly to become a leader in the world in terms of higher education and otherwise, it will need to come through Summerhill and Pittsburgh and other underserved neighborhoods to get there. It is his commitment to building a university without walls, where the boundaries of the college and the community are indistinguishable, that I am glad to present him today for the Urban League's Men of Empowerment and Distinction Award. Now present to you Mark Becker, Dr. Mark Becker.
Wow. I'm in a tough spot, I got to tell you that right now. I used to teach statistics, and I got to go after a pastor and before the best mayor in the world, not only the best mayor, but the best speaker of all the mayors in the world. This is a tough spot. And I'm deeply humbled, I got to tell you, because what we've done at Georgia State, yeah, I've had a role in it, but it is the DNA, it's the fiber, it's the lifeblood of the university. 8 years ago, when I get selected to be the president, you'll remember that because that was the same time that Barack Obama was elected the president of the United States. Yep. And when you get a new incoming president, they start talking about the first 100 days, what John F. Kennedy did in his first 100 days. And so they were talking about what then President-elect Obama would do in his first 100 days. And I figured, well, I'm going to be a president. I got to figure this out too. So I did what all presidents do. I went to Amazon.com, and in the search box put in first 100 days. It turns out people write books about this. They write lots of books. So I ordered 3 of them, and I can tell you none of them takes very long to read. You can get through each of them in about an hour or two because it's a lot of fluff between a few words. And they all say the same thing. You got to listen. You got to find out what is the heart and soul of your organization. So when I arrived here in Atlanta in January of 2009, I set up meetings with basically 30 of the campus leaders, members of the faculty, staff, students, the deans, the vice presidents. And I asked them all the same questions, 5 questions, but the first question is the most important. What do you most value about Georgia State University? Roughly 30 people, and all but one of those people, and that one person didn't actually understand the question. He was the student. Everybody else said the diversity of the institution. And then they said that includes race and ethnicity, but it doesn't just include race and ethnicity. Georgia State is a place for everybody. We come here and we stay here because Georgia State is different. It is a university that's committed to all people, not just rich people, not just white people, black, white, African, Asian, Hispanic, mixed race, all ages. Every year in December, in a few weeks, we'll have graduation again. Typically, we'll have somebody around 80 to 85 years old graduating. We'll have somebody 18 years old on a fast track. So I knew right then and there that the university had a soul and that we could do something with this. And so the question was, how far do we reach? And so as we went into our strategic planning in 2010, the faculty, God bless their souls, said we want to improve graduation and retention rates. And that's really good. But we went out and asked the community leaders about it. They said, well, that sounds good, but I don't know what it means and I don't know I should care. So we set a different goal for ourselves, and that goal was really simple. We would be a national model demonstrating that students from all backgrounds can achieve success at high rates. Now, I actually have a different way I've talked about this, and I've written about it in my blog. We want to be the university where Dr. King's dream, that children come to the university, men and women come to the university, and they'll be judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin, not the amount of money in their bank account or their parents' bank accounts. And that's what we've achieved. We're the only large public institution in the country where, whether you're African American, white, Asian, Hispanic, mixed race, the graduation rates are the same. That is Dr. King's dream, and we're so proud to deliver that. But we're not done. Sadly, in the United States of America this fall, when literally hundreds of thousands of students started college, only about half of them are going to graduate. And that's a tragedy. It's a tragedy of wasted talent. It's a tragedy of lost opportunity. It's a tragedy of people taking out debt that they're not going to get the benefit for. So our other goal is basically, if you get admitted, you graduate. We're already well better than the national average. 3/4 of the students who start at Georgia State graduate. But our work is not done. And it's with recognition like this that we go back every day to do the good work that we do. So I thank you, I'm deeply humbled, and I need to give a shout out to my wife, Laura Voisinay, who is Georgia State's ambassador, who gives tirelessly of herself every day so that our students can have the opportunities like she and I have had that our parents have not had. So thank you, deeply appreciate it.
But when I thought about tonight's dinner, this is what I thought about you all and why I'm so excited. There was a woman who I met at a train station. And so I was campaigning for somebody else, and she walked up to me and she was visibly upset. And she said, my daughter has diabetes, and the clinic where I used to take my daughter has been closed. And so now I have to go across the town to get to a hospital to provide the service I need for my daughter. And she said, I've had trouble getting employment. And she said, because the clinic that we used to be able to walk to is closed, it now costs me about $15 to $16 to get to the doctor's office. And you know, we all are very blessed individuals, so I'm listening and I'm trying to have a real conversation with her. And I said, but ma'am, the health care that your daughter is now receiving at that hospital, Pastor, is far greater than the health care she would have received at the clinic, and you're getting a substantial discount. So the trip ought to be worth it. Let me tell you why the Urban League is so important. She looked me in my face and said, that sounds real good, Mayor, but what happens when you don't have the discount? What happens when you don't have the $15? Who is the folks? Who helps then? What the Urban League does is they get down where folks are, and they help you when you don't have the discount. So the brother who talked about the fact that he's 10 months out, did you look in his eyes and see his face and see the dignity that he had standing up here tonight? That's why the Urban League is so important. They want to help people that don't even have a discount. And I'm here to tell you, the city of Atlanta, while I'm here and even after I'm here, is going to be right by your side. Because what we are compelled to do when we are doing our best work is to grab people where they are and to accept them as they are and to improve them, to provide the blessings that we all experience every single day. Folks don't want special treatment or special privileges. Folks just want an equal shot. Nobody's in here asking for a guarantee of an equal outcome. And so here's what we're going to do at the city of Atlanta. What we're going to do in Atlanta is we're going to do more than we have ever done. If you look at tonight, the city of Atlanta runs through these stories. David Moody's contract at Underground Atlanta. The center that Dr. Warnock is building right on the campus of Ebenezer. What he didn't even talk about tonight was the Hope Center for Financial Literacy. Eduardo didn't talk about tonight the $400 million complex the UPS is building at the end of ML King with 1,250 jobs, where people will have a fair shot and a fair shake. What President Becker didn't talk about tonight was the fact that Georgia State is reclaiming a part of Atlanta that was made promises for decades and decades and decades, and because of him, they're gonna get a fair shot and a fair shake. Y'all, Urban League's doing great work tonight. Get your checkbooks out, write a bigger check, let's do more, because more is needed. So in Atlanta, we're gonna ban the box. In Atlanta, every employee already makes $10.10 an hour. I'm raising it to $13.15 an hour. In Atlanta, every woman who works in the city of Atlanta makes as much as a man makes, because if you want to help society, you need to make sure that women get paid equal pay for equal work, because that's how you improve the lives of boys, children, and little girls. You want to improve the economy, give women $1 on a dollar instead of 77 cents on the dollar. On Tuesday, we passed the biggest expansion of MARTA in 40 years. 40 years. That might seem like not a big deal to us, but to somebody that's trying to get from Clayton County to Buckhead, is not going to have to take 4 or 5 buses, but also going to be able to take 1 bus to the transit station, on the train to their job. It means everything, you all. So you all have given me what I call a Barnabas moment tonight. Sometime you come someplace and it's just a stop on your schedule, and you get there, and the most amazing things happen to your heart and to your mind. So I'm grateful for what you have given me tonight. And what I want you all to remember as you go forth, and after we listen to After 7, and I can't wait till they sing Ready or Not. I want everybody in this room to think about what the 35th President of the United States of America once said. When you see these stories, when you see the stories of these young men, we all need to look in the mirror and remember that our president once said, things don't happen, things are made to happen. Let's make them happen. God bless you.